the residential sector, it was also commercial and retail that were really badly hit by the downturn. My colleague Tane Basu is going to take us through the rental cycle that 2009 saw and what can we expect in 2010. And we're all hoping for some more stability. So let's hope for that.
The commercial sector took quite a beating in 2009. Rentals fell by as much as 40%, where 2006 and 2007 absorbed 40 million square feet of new offices. In 2009, the same figure dropped down to 20 million square feet.
If you look at the supply side was humongous because, following the demand that happened between 2006 to 2008, the developer community really went fairly aggressive on developing the supply. And therefore, there was almost 60 million square feet of office space was actually supplied just in the year 2009 against a demand of hardly 20 million square feet.
According to a report by a global real estate consultancy firm DTZ, out of 260 million square feet of office space, almost 70 million square feet is lying vacant still. But property pundits say that commercial office space did see a recovery in the later half of the year.
Since last 4-5 months, we have seen movement in the market. In fact, I would say partial recovery, I could say, and especially in NCR, which is Delhi, Gurgaon region, and Mumbai, we saw quite a bit of activity.
Let's now give you a lowdown of how the major cities of India fared in 2009. In Delhi NCR, absorption was recorded at 3.6 million square feet. The vacancy levels increased up to 40%, with rentals correcting by 25% across micro markets. In Mumbai, absorption between Q4 2008 to Q3 2009 was 3.7 million square feet. Vacancy levels in Q3 2009 touched 29% and rents corrected by as much as 40%. In Bangalore, absorption in the last 4 quarters was close to 4 million square feet. The vacancy levels increased to 23%, with the rentals correcting up to 25%. Towards the east, Kolkata saw absorption levels for the last 4 quarters at over 0.6 million square feet. Vacancy levels rose to about 16%, with rentals correcting by 40%. Experts say that the second cycle of the commercial sector will start in 2010. There has been an uptake in corporate demand and a steady increase is expected too. IT and ITS sector will make for 60% of the overall demand. Let's now move on to the retail sector. It was indeed a landmark year for the retail sector. The first quarter of the year saw demand slide by 30%.
In a way, it was the end of an era, and it was a reboot of the entire system. The year was a kind of a landmark year in the sense that it was a year in which, after almost a decade of mall building, perceptions changed drastically about the business, about the prospects, about the spread, about the scale. So all the rules, I think the rewriting of all the rules started this year.
So as rules of retail go rewritten, 2009 also saw new and innovative models to keep retailers happy. One such model that seemed to have really worked is the revenue share model, which minimized risk and the entry costs of retailers.
I think that's a format that's well established. It works well both for the developer as well as for the retailer, because it truly establishes a sense of partnership for both. I think the new malls that are being developed in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities are also following the same model.
The prediction for 2010 is that India will continue to be gripped under mall mania. In fact, around 150 malls are under construction across the country.
The existing roadside formats of retail are decaying over time in terms of infrastructure at least, and in terms of access, in terms of pleasantness, convenience, etc. So structured and civilized ways of shopping is what shopping centers are about, and I think I definitely see that the becoming more and more the preferred form of shopping across the country.
So 2010 promises to come up with the most fancy shopping destinations across India. Clearly, with the downturn, retail has been forced to go on to the next level, and developers are trying their very best to provide you with the ultimate international shopping experience with the right kind of planning, right designing, and with the right mix of retailers. On the commercial front, we could further witness an uptake in corporate demand as well as the rentals stabilizing finally.